How did I do my first time on course playing 18 holes with the new single plane swing that I've been working on for the past 3 or 4 weeks? I've got the on-course footage. I'm going to share it with you in this video. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to help your game. And as promised, in week number 4, I played 18 holes and I'm going to share all of that on-course footage with you today in this video. Also, I've got the Golf Pad app pulled up on my phone. I'm going to share some of my stats and my score and my yardages, everything with you throughout this video. So stick around. Things that I need to work on and some things that actually went better than expected. All right, just to set things up here, I played a course that I'm very familiar with. I thought that would be a fair test, to try and test it out on a course that I knew. If I had played a course that I'd never played before or that I had played infrequently, or if there was something not familiar about that day, it could give me some sort of false information, a false sense of what was actually taking place. The next thing I'll tell you about this round is that there were a few surprises. Not just in some of the distances or some of the normal stats, but I would say in the way that I arrived at the score that I got, it was not the way that I thought that it was going to go. Anyway, start out with a par 5, and off of the tee, I hit driver most of the time. Now out here in the lab, in the simulator, I never hit driver. I'm always hitting at most a 3 hybrid off the tee and a lot of times a 5 or a 6 iron off the tee. Case being that the driver out here never really reads correctly for me on the R10. I decided, hey, I'm going to play on course. I really would like to use the driver. I want to get a good sense of it. So you'll notice there is a good amount of driver footage being shown on the screen. What I found is that the driver was pretty decent, actually. I hit some drives that went up to about 275, 280. And I hit some that were not so hot and were around the 210 range. On average, I think I came out to be about 235, 236 with the driver off the tee, which is pretty much my norm. It was fairly consistent. I think I hit more than half of my fairways, which is, that's really good. There are some really tight holes out on this course. There are some fairways that are pretty tough to hit. So to hit more than half of them, I was really happy with that. Coming into the greens, one thing, and this is what I was mentioning in the beginning, is that there were some surprises. I thought, with my normal game, I miss a lot of greens. I only hit about 3 or 4 greens in regulation in the entire round on average. Of course, I hit more, but sometimes I hit less. But with this particular setup, the way this swing builds itself as being a lot more consistent and predictable,
that might have gone in.
I thought for sure I'd come out here and get close to doubling the number of greens in regulation and hit maybe 7 to 9, but it didn't happen that way. I hit 5 greens in regulation, which is 1 green better than my average, but I really thought I was going to hit more greens. And as a result, to come to the score that I came to, I really depended on my short game and my putting to save my bacon. Now, the reason that I feel like that's pretty weird is because that is very normal for me. My short game and my putting, they always have to swoop in like Batman at the end of the day and kind of save me from utter destruction. And if I'm not having a great short game and putting day, if it's just kind of subpar, then I have a big score. So the reason that I was kind of surprised by this round is that I came to a pretty decent score. I shot a 78. I didn't think that I was going to get to that score the way that I did. The score is not so surprising to me. I've recently been playing rounds that are in the upper 70s to lower 80s. So those kind of scores, I'm no stranger to those. That's probably in the 6 to 10 handicap range, give or take. But, I thought I would hit more greens and I wouldn't have to rely on my short game and putting so much. And then I thought, well, if I am hitting more greens in regulation and I've got a good short game and I've got my good putting that I normally have, I should be coming up a little bit lower, at least maybe a point or 2 lower than my normal score. But that didn't happen here. I fell in my average. Now I fell on the better end of my average, I would say. I was 6 over par. That's probably toward the better end of the spectrum for my average. But the fact that my short game and putting really had to make that score, it had to save my bacon the way it did. I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm a little bit disappointed by that. I'm kind of surprised by that. It does, I don't know, give me pause as to if I'm going down the right direction in the right road or not. But You know, I haven't played golf in over a month. I walked the course. My feet, my legs were absolutely on fire because I haven't been walking very much lately. And as I said, it's been a good 4 to 5 weeks since I played golf last. So maybe that had a factor in a hand in the results. Maybe it didn't. But this day on course, I didn't feel like everything was clicking into place like it had been for me. I felt like I was really making, you know, sort of a breakthrough in the weeks preceding, and I felt like it was just getting better and better, and I had real confidence coming into this round. And the ball striking, I would just label it as okay. I wouldn't say that it was anything great. I wouldn't say it was terrible, but it was just okay. And that really was kind of a letdown. And I really don't feel like I deserve the score that I got. I mean, I was really hoping to be a little bit lower in score, but 78, not playing for a month, a new swing that I've been working on, first time on course, I would say that's a fantastic score. And I don't feel like I deserved it. I did not hit the ball that great. It was just pretty decent. Look, I can't get too wrapped up in results at this point. This is the beginning stages. I've only been at this for about 4 weeks now, if it's even that. The way I record these things, I know I label them week 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this is supposed to be week 4. But honestly, when I played that round, it was like the end or the beginning of week 4 or the end of week 3. So, you know, I can't be too hard on myself, and it's early days, and I do see signs of improvement coming down the pipe daily. I learn new things. You guys are teaching me new things, and it feels like it's coming together. So I can't wait to see where I'm going to be at in a month, and I really can't wait to see where I am the next time I go on course. I'm going to continue working out here in the lab. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope some of the footage you can take a look at, you can see that I've got some flaws. I've got some things that I need to work on. I still have some tendencies that I'm trying to get out, but they are improving. And in my house, what we always say is progress, not perfection. And I'm definitely making progress. I'm still very far from perfect, but I am working my way at least toward that end, and it gets better each week. Guys, as I said, I feel like the score that I got, I didn't really deserve it. But I will say this. I mean, this is a major swing overhaul. This is a major swing overhaul. This is a completely different philosophy than what most of us, or at least what I was used to. I'd never tried this before. And to be 3 or 4 weeks into it and be my first on-course test, I can't be too hard on myself. As long as you keep putting one foot in front of the other and you keep grinding and you keep moving toward that target, and you can see that little bit of progress, that little bit of gain every single day. I'm going to do some more on-course stuff. I'll be back in the lab. Be sure to join me for week number 5. I appreciate all the support, you guys. Thanks so much. Be sure to click the like button down below. Leave me a comment. Leave me multiple comments. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, get on board, and click all notifications so that you don't miss any videos. You don't want to miss these as they're coming up, and follow me around as I have all these stumbling blocks that I go across. I am making progress. I hope to see you in the next video, and week number 5 is coming. See you in the next one.